Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the City of Miami Commission meeting for April 24th. My days are all melting into one. April 24th, and today is Take Your Kid to Work Day. We have plenty kids, and I would like them to join me as we start our recognition portion of our meeting. Come on, kids, as we're going to show them what good government is. Okay. And I'd like them to introduce themselves because we want them to, come on, Noah, you have to introduce yourself. Everybody say your name.
I'm Noah.
I'm Connor.
I'm Lucas.
Diego.
I'm Santiago.
Nico.
Jude.
Asher. Daniel.
Tell them your name.
Hi, my name is Elliot.
So we are always happy when our kids are hanging out with us. Tell them your name.
I'm Harrison Martos.
Anybody else coming? Okay. So we're going to start our recognition portion of the meeting. Ladies, they're huddling over there. Okay, it is National Community Development Week, and our Community Development Department is awesome. They provide lots of services for our community, for our seniors, affordable housing. I see our director here, Mr. Victor Turner. Why don't you come on up with your team? Where? Oh, we have another one with us.
My name is Sienna.
Sienna. I love that name. The neighbor's name is Sienna. Okay, come on up, guys.
Good morning. On behalf of the Department of Housing and Community Development and our senior leadership team, we want to thank the Mayor and the Commission for recognizing National Community Development Week. This program, or this week, is in recognition of 51 years of the Community Development Block Grant Program and 33 years of the Home Investment Partnerships Program, which helps low, moderate income persons and neighborhoods improve in the city of Miami and throughout the country. And so we want to say thank you for acknowledging that. And with me, I have members of our Housing Commercial Loan Committee and members of the Housing and Community Development staff.
Thank you. And each of the committee members are going to get certificates. We have Kevin Deeb, not here. Gregory Gay, I know he's here because I know him forever. Hector, okay, that's because I couldn't pronounce his last name, just so you know. Alan Hall. Benjamin Fernandez. Hey, how are you? Good to see you. Erica Pascal, who's an awesome city employee as well. Bill Ramos. Here. There you go, thank you. And David Snow, I know is here somewhere, should be. Awesome city employee. In the back. And Pierre Rutledge. Thank you. Thank you guys for your service. Would anyone like to say something quickly? Anybody?
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to serve the city. The city, as we all know, needs a lot of affordable housing, and we're here to serve. So thank you to all the committee members for showing up and putting in your personal time. It's much appreciated. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you. At this time, we are also going to honor a very special resident in District 5, Miss Aaliyah Powell, who is my Girl Scout cookie representative. Every year, she sells Girl Scout cookies, and she has, when you see her, she has so many badges. She's decorated, and she is going to be one of our future public officials, public servants. Hi. Look at her vest. Look at all of the accomplishments that she's made. Turn around. Look. Yes. She's amazing. Amazing. And I am so pleased to recognize her and all of the good work that she does in our community. You want to say something? Okay, you want to say something? No. Would you like to say something? Mom, dad, brother.
Thank you for supporting me.
Yes, I do. No, congratulations. Congratulations.
Commissioner Pardo also got Girl Scout cookies from her. We stopped by together one year.
I really shouldn't get cookies, but anyway, it's like.
Thank you all so much.
That's great. Thank you.
I see some of my friends who advocate on behalf of the community for our environment, trees in the bay, and we are recognizing Arbor Day. So, who's here for Arbor Day? And thanks to the Public Works Department and Parks, District 5 has a very healthy tree canopy program where we have planted close to 1,000 trees. I don't want to overstate how much we've done, and I don't see who. Oh, here comes Juvenal. He'll tell you for sure how many trees we have planted in District 5. Juvenal, how many trees?
Well, citywide, we planted over 6,000 trees since 2018, and in District 5 alone, we've planted well over 500 trees in the last 6 months. So.
City of Miami loves trees. So who's going to accept? There you go. Thank you. And go ahead.
I also wanted to add, because a lot of people don't know, but we do tree giveaways. We just did one in Coconut Grove, I think last weekend, and it was 100 trees just like that. We have arborists there. They help people understand where to plant the right trees and how that works. And there are all kinds of different trees, so please come out. We put them on our social media, but it's a great opportunity to get more trees out there. So,
and I believe we do those tree giveaways in every district, correct? Because I know we do it in our district, so we do it in every single district. Okay, so thank you guys. Picture time. It's the same group, because we're also recognizing Earth Day. So it's the same group for Earth Day. And I tell you, the initiatives that the city has in taking care of our Earth, yes, that would be the right thing, our Earth, our community, environmentally, we are trying to be environmentally forward with how we take care of our islands, the bay, our trees, the carbon neutral. We want to be carbon neutral. We want to be good citizens to the earth. The city does. And this is how we do that, through these guys. So thank you again.
all right. So for a long time, I've really been wanting to recognize this individual and this family. They are an institution in Coconut Grove, and we really wanted to recognize the late Dr. George Augustus Simpson, a family very well known in Coconut Grove, for his commitment, his outstanding service to our community. George Augustus Simpson was born on September 24th, 1925. He received a bachelor's degree from City College of New York and his medical degree from McGarry Medical College in Tennessee. He was licensed to practice in 3 states, but he was the first board-certified African-American general surgeon to be licensed in Florida. His wife, Dr. Dazelle Dean Simpson, was the first board-certified African-American pediatrician in the state of Florida, and chairwoman's pediatrician, Chair King. So this is Miami, right? They were champions of making health care affordable and accessible to the Black community. They operated a successful family practice in Liberty City and Overtown for over 40 years. Dr. Simpson was a U.S. Army veteran of the surgical service. He was the medical director of Miami's first health center, the Equal Opportunity Family Health Center, now known as the Jesse Trice Community Health Center, of which we worked a lot with in the community during my time. A founding member of Jackson Memorial Service Employee International Union, SEIU, the first physicians union in Dade County. Dr. Simpson was an original member of the Dade County Community Relations Board, active in the Family Christian Association of America, the Coconut Grove Local Development Corporation, the New Horizons Local Development Corporation, the Alliance of Ethical Government, the then Dade County Area Health Education Center, and the Miami chapter of the NAACP. Together, they were medical and social trailblazers, an activist, and a civil rights leader, and helped set up 250 affordable home units in Miami-Dade County. For all that and much more, we'd like to recognize the late Dr. George Augustus Simpson and his family in giving them a proclamation.
And at this time, as we always do, we're going to start our meeting with prayer, and Noah is going to introduce our pastor, his father.
Hello, I'm Noah. Today my father will be praying over... Today my father, Muchi Ukebu, will be praying over everyone in this room, so please welcome him to the stage.
And what church?
The Brook, Miami.
Would you pray with me? Father, I'm reminded of Psalm 127 and how you say that children are a gift, they're a blessing. And this Take Your Child to Work Day, as chaotic as it may be for the parents, God, I do pray that you would remind them of the blessing and that you would surround them with community and fill them with patience as they do the beautiful but messy work of parenting. Jesus, I'm reminded that you welcome the children, a reflection of your heart. And I thank you for the welcoming spirit of Commissioner Keene and the rest of the commissioners here to let the children participate in this day and to be exposed to what a life of service could look like. So God, we pray Psalm 72 over our leaders today, that you would fill the commissioners with wisdom and justice as they serve today, that you would fill them with energy and passion to get through what may seem like busy work for others, but is diligent service for this great city here in Miami. And so, God, repay their labor, Lord God, with blessing in this life and the one to come. Give them great favor here in this city. Lord God, expand their influence, because what happens in South Florida shapes the world. And so, God, would you allow them to continue to be trailblazers, people of integrity. God, we pray for a peaceful meeting, that it would be fruitful and orderly. And so now, God, we hand this over to you, and we hand it over to them as your stewards of this city. In the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, we pray. Amen.
Thank you. And now we are going to say the Pledge of Allegiance. Who would like to lead me with the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. And I see that we have two little ones joining us. Could you tell everybody your name?
My name is Mia. My name is Daniel.
Give them a round of applause again for being here with us. Thank you, guys. Thank you for coming. Oh, your cast is so beautiful. Gosh, it has some sparkles in it. Okay. All righty. And at this time, our city attorney will read his statement for the record.
Thank you, Madam Chair. George Wysong, City Attorney. May it please the Commission. Detailed information about the processes, order of business, rules of procedure, and scheduling or rescheduling of City Commission meetings can be found in Chapter 2, Article 2 of the City Code, a copy of which is available online at www.munico.com. Any person who is a lobbyist pursuant to Chapter 2, Article 6 of the City Code must register with the City Clerk and comply with related city requirements for lobbyists before appearing before the City Commission. A person may not lobby a city official, board member, or staff member until registering. A copy of the code section about lobbyists is available in the City Clerk's office or online at www.munico.com. Any person making a presentation, formal request, or petition to the City Commission concerning real property must make the disclosures required by the City Code in writing. A copy of this City Code section is available in the office of the City Clerk or online at www.munico.com. The City of Miami requires that anyone requesting action by the City Commission must disclose, before the hearing, any consideration provided or committed to anyone for agreement to support or withhold objection to the requested action pursuant to City Code Section 2-8. Any documents offered to the City Commission that have not been provided 7 days before the meeting as part of the agenda materials will be entered into the record at the City Commission's discretion. In accordance with Section 2-33F and G of the City Code, the agenda and the material for each item on the agenda is available during business hours at the City Clerk's office and online 24 hours a day at www.miamigov.com. A meeting of the Miami City Commission is a limited public forum. Any person may be heard by the City Commission through the chair for not more than 2 minutes on any proposition before the City Commission unless modified by the chair. Public comment will begin at approximately 10 a.m. and remain open until public comment is closed by the chairperson. Any person making offensive remarks or who becomes unruly in the Commission chambers will be barred from further attending City Commission meetings and may be subject to arrest. No clapping, applauding, heckling, or verbal outbursts in support or opposition to a speaker or his or her remarks shall be permitted. No signs or placards shall be allowed in the Commission chambers. Persons exiting the Commission chambers shall do so quietly. Members of the public wishing to address the body may do so by submitting written comments via the online comment form. Please visit www.miamigov.com/meeting instructions for detailed instructions on how to provide public comment using the online public comment form. The comments submitted through the comment form have been and will be distributed to the elected officials, their staff, and city administration throughout the day so that the elected officials may consider the comments prior to taking any action. Additionally, the online comment form will remain open during the meeting to accept comments and distribute to the elected officials, their staff, and city administration up until the chairperson closes public comment. Public comment may also be provided here live at City Hall, located at 3500 Pan American Drive, Miami, Florida, subject to any and all city rules as they may be amended. If the proposition is being continued or rescheduled, the opportunity to be heard may be at such later date before the City Commission takes action on such proposition. When addressing the City Commission, the member of the public must first state their name, their address, and what item they will be speaking about. Any person with a disability requiring assistance, auxiliary aids, and services for this meeting may notify the city clerk. The city has provided different public comment methods to indicate, among other things, the public support, opposition, or neutrality on the items and topics to be discussed at the City Commission meeting in compliance with Section 286.0114(4)C Florida statutes. The public has been given the opportunity to provide public comment during the meeting and within reasonable proximity in time before the meeting. Please note, commissioners have generally been briefed by city staff and the city attorney's office on items on the agenda today. Anyone wishing a verbatim record of an item considered at this meeting may request it at the Office of Communications or view it online at www.miamigov.com. Planning and zoning items. PZ items shall proceed according to Section 7.1.4 of the Miami 21 zoning ordinance. Parties for any PZ items, including any applicant, appellant, appellee, city staff, and any person recognized by the decision-making body as a qualified intervener, as well as the applicant's representatives and any experts testifying on behalf of the applicant, appellant, or appellee may be physically present at City Hall to be sworn in by oath or affirmation by the city clerk. The members of the City Commission shall disclose any ex parte communications to remove the presumption of prejudice pursuant to Florida Statute 286.0115 and Section 7.1.4.5 of the Miami 21 zoning ordinance. The order of presentation shall be as set forth in Miami 21 and in the City Code. Staff will briefly present each item to be heard. The applicant will present its application or request to the City Commission. If the applicant agrees with the staff recommendation, the City Commission may proceed to its deliberation and decision. The applicant may also waive the right to an evidentiary hearing on the record. For appeals, the appellant will present its appeal to the City Commission, followed by the appellee. Staff will be allowed to make any recommendation they may have. Please silence all cell phones and other noise-making devices. This meeting may be viewed live on Miami TV, the city's Facebook page, the city's Twitter page, and city's YouTube channel and Comcast Channel 77. The broadcast will have closed captioning. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Mr. City Attorney. Mr. City Clerk, would you please read your statement for the record?
Thank you, Chair. The procedures for individuals providing testimony to be sworn in for planning and zoning items and any quasi-judicial items on today's City Commission agenda will be as follows. Members of city staff or any other individuals required to be sworn in who are currently present at City Hall will be sworn in by me, the City Clerk, immediately after I finish explaining these procedures. Those individuals who are appearing remotely may be sworn in now or at any time prior to the individual providing testimony for planning and zoning items or quasi-judicial items. Commissioners, are you comfortable with all the notice provisions set forth in these uniform rules and procedures we have established this meeting?
Yes.
Chair, may I administer the oath for the planning and zoning items?
Please.
Thank you, Chair. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. If you will be speaking on any of today's planning and zoning items, those are the PZ items. May I please have you stand and raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give at today's hearing is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? And your response is? Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Mr. City Clerk. Mr. City Manager, are there any items on this agenda that will be withdrawn or deferred?
Good morning, Madam Chairwoman, Commissioners, Mr. City Attorney, Mr. City Clerk. At this time,
the administration would like to defer and or withdraw the following items. CA3 to be deferred to June 12th. PH2 to be deferred to May 8th. PH8 to be deferred to May 8th. RE3 to be deferred to June 12th. FR1 to be indefinitely deferred. PZ2 to be indefinitely deferred. PZ5 to be deferred to May 22nd. And PZ9 to be deferred to May 22nd. That concludes the items.
Chairwoman, could you request of the manager to go over the items again, please?
Mr. Manager, could you one more time read through the items that are being withdrawn?
Madam Chair, can I interrupt for a minute? I'd like to go ahead and FR1, I'm going to be withdrawing completely.
Okay.
Completely.
Okay, I'm giving you guys that. I gave you that one. I gave you that one. I should have worn my green T-shirt today. Okay, Mr. Manager, would you please start again?
Yes, ma'am. CA3 to be deferred to June 12th. PH2 to be deferred to May 8th. PH8 to be deferred to May 8th. RE3 to be deferred to June 12th. FR1 to be withdrawn. PZ2 to be indefinitely deferred. PZ5 to be deferred to May 22nd. And PZ9 to be deferred to May 22nd.
I'm going to ask my colleagues if they have any items that they would like to include in the list of items to be deferred and or withdrawn from this agenda. Vice Chair?
Not at this time, Madam Chair.
Commissioner Pardo?
Not at this time.
Commissioner Gabella?
No, ma'am.
Okay. I have a couple of PZ items that I would like to have. No, actually, it's not on this one. Okay.
Chair, my apologies. Just for the record, I need to read a brief statement into the record for PZ2. Pursuant to Section 62-22 of the City Code, indefinitely deferred action initiated by the City will cost the City mail noticing, advertising, and posting of properties as applicable. And also, for the order of the day, I would like to state that Mayor Suarez will be sponsoring PH5, and Commissioner Pardo and Chair King will be co-sponsoring RE4 and FR3. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. I understand there's a pocket item?
May I introduce the pocket items now?
Well, should I do that now or set the agenda?
If you introduce them now, then they can be incorporated into the public comment period.
Perfect. Okay, let's introduce them now.
All right, so first pocket item I have is a resolution of the Miami City Commission declaring no objection and supporting the co-designation by the Florida Legislature pursuant to Senate Bill 1480, designating that portion of Southwest 57th Avenue between US 41, Southwest 8th Street, and West Flagler Street, Miami, Florida, as Manolo Reyes Boulevard. Further directing the city clerk to transmit a copy of this resolution to the Florida Department of Transportation, District 6, for sign installation within the newly designated roadway. Second pocket item is a resolution of the Miami City Commission making provisions for early voting in the city of Miami, Florida, pursuant to Section 100.3605 Florida statutes for the special election to be held on June 3rd, 2025, to fill the vacancy in the City Commission District 4 office, designating certain sites and a schedule for early voting containing a severability clause and providing for an immediate effective date. That's it.
Thank you. At this time, may I have a motion to set the agenda?
Motion.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Hi, Elvis. Hold on one second. we are going to have a time certain item. Okay. Elvis, I'm sorry. Where did Elvis go? I'm sorry. The public comment period is now open. Anyone who wishes to speak on any item that is on the agenda, please step forward. Good morning.
Good morning, Commissioners. Elvis Cruz, 631 Northeast 57th Street. Regarding PZ7, which is the amendment to rescind 3 floors of bonus height for T5 in Coconut Grove, please do so. The last-minute amendment in 2023 that allowed those 3 extra stories to T5 in Coconut Grove is another example of what is wrong with the city of Miami, where we have government of developers, for developers, by developers. Commissioner Pardo and Chairwoman King, please know that that 2023 legislation also allowed 3 more floors to T5 on Biscayne Boulevard. I urge you to amend that legislation to not allow that bonus in the Upper East Side, which deserves as much protection as Coconut Grove does. I urge you to not only approve PZ7, but to also initiate an investigation as to how that last-minute amendment to allow 8 stories in Coconut Grove got attached to that item in 2023. Who initiated it? At whose instructions? Who stood to benefit? We've heard a lot about transparency and accountability over the years from city officials. Here's an opportunity to act on those important principles. Please do so. Also, it would be nice if commission meetings started on time. People take time off from work and make other arrangements to be here. It's not nice to make the public wait almost every meeting. In closing, I'd like to ask everyone here who is in support of removing the 3 floors of bonus height in T5 in Coconut Grove to please stand and be recognized or raise your hands. So please, commissioners, take a look around. These people took time off to be here, and you all know that for everybody that took time off to be here, there are many, many more that weren't able to make it. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning.
Madam Chair, Commissioners, thank you very much. You know, a constant theme of my addressing this respected group is the necessity and the admiration of courage for each of you in your positions to represent your communities and to try to do the best that's possible. I respect the courage, especially when situations arise where we have to remove or change things that have been done before us. That, as I've said before, is often the most difficult time in our lives. Thank you very much, Commissioners, for having that and doing that. And then secondly, let's again muster the courage to correct an error, and that is the one with the PZ7, that we can change the T5 bonus height. Chairman, my name is Mel Meinhardt. I live at 3075 Virginia Street in Coconut Grove, but I speak with many folks from across the city. I thank you for your leadership, and I thank you and hope that we can remove this bonus height. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning, Madam Chairwoman. It's been a long time since I come to commission meetings. My name is Beba Mann, and I just wanted to know that I'm very thankful that Commissioner Gabela took this item out for the trees. We worked very hard for that ordinance. And I do think that perhaps for the CRA area that you're working on that's going to be created, something can be worked along those lines for that area so that you can have that development happen. Thank you so much. Commissioner Carollo, thank you for Father Juan M. Lopez Way. Father Lopez was, for my kids, the priest at St. Peter and Paul, which turned out to be the very cool priest that would jog in little shorts on the bridge to Biscayne Boulevard every morning. So That's a great honor to him. I know some items have been deferred. I did have to take time off just to be here, and it could be deferred again. But just for the PZ5 item, I have a couple of issues that I want to bring to your attention as a concern. I do own a duplex property which has 2 units.
Ma'am, that's been deferred.
Okay, just for tax basis, I think this should be looked into a little bit more.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning, Albert Gomez, 3566 Vista Court, District 2. I came here first and foremost to honor Commissioner Manolo Reyes. Okay? We lost a champion. And one thing he taught us all is when you fail, you get back up and you try it again and again and again. And a good portion of the people in this gallery did exactly that for FR1. And I think, Commissioner Gabella, you showed strength and courage by stepping up and withdrawing that. I really appreciate that, especially today on representing Arbor Day and Earth Week. It just means so much to the community that you listened to us. I can't wait to break bread with you and partner with you and collaborate with you. It shows that you're a good actor. So thank you. Secondly, I want to talk about process. I talked about it last time. The consistent deferrals are hurting us. We really try to get engaged, but we can't because things get deferred. And even in PZ7 that shows something similar to what is in PZ5 is that there are districts, there are these overlying, Miami 21, these larger programs that are in place and our law that you can't just swoop in, drop in something that actually edits those larger programs under the guise of bringing progress. Help us by using process, using your boards, and engaging the public around these very, very big issues which will change the character of neighborhoods. So please, whether it be a tree, whether it be an accessory unit, whether it be heights, you need to engage the public and realize what's on the books. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Good morning.
Madam Chair and Commissioners, my name is Jeff. I live a few blocks away in beautiful Coconut Grove. I'm reading from my phone because it's my very first time speaking at a commission meeting, so I'm quite nervous, but I'm grateful for the opportunity. So I'm here today to express my strong support for PZ7, which excludes all properties in the Grove under NCD 3 from T5 bonus height. PZ7 restores the original language of the ordinance for NCD 3 and received unanimous 8-0 support from Planning, Zoning, and Appeals Board last week. All of that you obviously know. What I'm here is to simply share a few things. 1, please know this is good for our neighborhood. 2, please know that it is strongly supported by residents. Many folks are here today, but many folks could not be here due to work and due to family. And please know that this is deeply important to me, which is why I'm here speaking before this commission for the very first time during the workday. And with that said, I strongly and respectfully ask the commission to please support PZ7. I want to thank our District 2 Commissioner Damian Pardo for sponsoring this item, and to him and his full team for being in tune with the needs of his district and its constituents. Their hard work does not go unnoticed. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning, Commission. Senan Garcia, 3240 Mary Street. I'm speaking on behalf of PZ7. In September of 2023, then Commissioner Covo introduced certain language to amend the bonus height area, if you will, that allowed for a carve-out of the bonus height in NCDC section, specifically in our case, NCD 3. This basic amendment was substantial and material. It allowed for higher development in T3 and T4 zones. Because of this amendment, we had a problem. It was a violation by the Commission to vote on this. Why? Because of the substantial and material nature of the change. It required, at the very least, notice and comment at that period of time. This violation by the Commission at that time should have never been addressed. And this matter was already discussed in Newmont versus State, which stated in part that whenever there is a substantial and material change, it does require a formal process such as notice and comment by public. Now, what we're seeking today is simply to right a wrong of the past and to have this commission correctly invalidate what took place that day and restore the bonus height rules as they originally stood, which would be to include in its entirety no T-bonus height in NC3C sections. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. I want to thank all of you for listening to us. I'm here on behalf of PZ7. I was one of several that spoke at the PZAB meeting last week. None of us are attorneys. We were just a group of residents that wanted to convey what makes Coconut Grove so special and why it's important to preserve the unique charm and character of our village. What struck me was despite all of us being strangers that evening, our reasons for being here at City Hall were the same. We love the tree canopy, the walkability, and family-friendly atmosphere. Being in Coconut Grove is almost like stepping back in time. Those of us that choose to live here don't want to live in a condo canyon. We shouldn't be punished for not living in single-family homes. Not every inch of Miami has to be a bustling metropolis. While noble in spirit, a transit-oriented development can easily be exploited to take advantage of the broad definition. The result is that 8-story condos will be looming over 5-story buildings without really housing people that will be using the public transportation. There's a massive development covering 85,000 square feet that will be located almost a mile from the Metro Rail station. From the end of May to the middle of October, a mile in the rain, heat, and humidity might as well be 10 miles. The unintended consequences are that the increased number of vehicles will just be creating more traffic and congestion in an area that our roads were not designed to handle. I really want to be clear. We're not opposed to development. We're opposed to buildings that are out of size and scale and disrupt the integrity of the Grove. There's overwhelming support for PZ7, and I'm really hoping that you'll vote for us. Thank you so much.
Chair, my apologies. I have the speaker's name.
Ma'am?
Elisa Margulies, and I live at 3333 Rice Street.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. I'm Nikki Babone, 3242 Mary Street. I am here also on behalf of PZ7. Commissioner Pardo, thank you for the meetings. Thank you to you and your team. It's been great to have those kind of catch-ups with you and be able to ask those Q&As, technical difficulties and all. I've been joining in on those, and I'm greatly appreciative of those one-on-ones, so to speak, with you. And Commissioner Gabella, thank you for having the strength to do what you did today. And lastly, I want to extend my deepest condolences to all of you on the loss of your colleague. I know that that's a big impact on all of you. I spoke last week at the PZAB meeting. It was my first time ever coming to a commission meeting, and I want to share with you a little bit of a different perspective. And that's just as somebody who's gotten involved and motivated by all of my neighbors, and it's what makes the Grove so special. I love the sense of community here. I'm a first-time homeowner, and I chose Coconut Grove for a reason. I distinctly did not want to live in Brickell. I don't want to live amongst high-rises. I want to be able to walk around safely. I want to be able to meet my neighbors. I don't want all of the congestion. And by putting in buildings that have these higher heights and have more people in these really tightly concentrated areas with streets that can't handle the congestion, we're going to end up destroying what makes this neighborhood so special and destroying the value that all of us bought into. And I just want to really highlight that as a first-time homeowner. I bought this on a certain premise. I bought this under the premise that buildings couldn't be a certain height. I wasn't going to live amongst high-rises. And that deserves, I have as much, all of us who bought that deserve to have our value protected as much as developers who are arguing for the rights of their value and their assurances. That was something that was brought up last week at the PZAB meeting, and I just want to highlight that. We have value that needs to be protected as well. We invested here under a certain set of rules and guidelines. So I just want to say thank you so much for your time and appreciate your consideration on this matter for both the future and, as Senan and Elisa have said before me, and Elvis and a few others, ones that were grandfathered in. Thank you.
Good morning.
Katrina Morris, Coconut Grove resident. Thank you, Commissioner Gabella, for withdrawing the tree ordinance, and we really appreciate it. And listening to your constituents, I sincerely thank you. I do see a pattern developing with legislation that takes a legitimate gripe, like something that we're really, really struggling with, right? And so we want to move, like there's this term in software, move fast and break things. So in software, you move fast, you break things, and then you go back and you fix the problems. I don't think you can do that with a city. I don't think moving fast and breaking things works. I think with a city, you move slowly. You move incrementally. You move intentionally, looking at problems and picking them apart and then finding consensus. Consensus is so hard, right? Everybody wants what they want. And I just am begging legislators and staff to really slow down and work with the community and make sure that, for instance, having an 8-story building within a mile of transit sounds great, right? We need more public housing. Sounds great, right? Well, the Well, which is what we're talking about, my God, it's gorgeous inside. It's gorgeous inside. There's beautiful pools. I don't see those people using transit. The least expensive unit is 1.4 million. So the arguments sound great. I would love to see a little more deliberation about the realities.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning, Commissioners and Chairman. My name is Crystal Rodriguez. Hola, señoras y señores. Me llamo Cristal Rodriguez, and I'm part of the 64th Avenue and 186th Street up in Hialeah. And I want to first thank you to the commissioners, the chairwoman, then the vice chairman for speaking on FR1 today. Today, I thought I was going to go home crying, thinking it's going to be deferred, but today I am happy tears because today the item has been withdrawn, and I thank Commissioner Cabela for doing so. The reason why we want to oppose this amendment is because we think about our communities. As a Hispanic woman, I have a lot of members that live in marginalized places where they have high heat indexes. And as you know, if we have rising heat indexes in Miami, it can lead to heat stroke and heat exhaustion, which can lead to dying members of our community. We've already seen it in the city of Miami, and it's going to continue soon if we don't incorporate our trees. And I also thank you for speaking on providing free trees and also planting trees. I also think that's an amazing initiative, and I thank you so much for hearing us today. And I want to leave you guys with this one thing. If we continue to allow development, and of course, we need development. We are in a current housing crisis. I don't want to pay $1,500 for my next one bed, one bath. If we continue to do it at the expense of our native palm trees, or where we get our oxygen and where we rise our heat densities, who are we going to thank for? We have to save our trees, and let's continue to reduce continue to increase our canopy. Our 2009 goal established to 30%. Right now, it's 17 to 18%. If we continue doing what we said we were doing of planting trees and not withdrawing, obviously this amendment was a great initiative. We will continue to have that place to stay. And I thank you so much.
Thank you. I know there's some of you that are going to say, I let her speak and the item was withdrawn, but she's young and this is her first time here, and I did not want to make it a bad experience for her. But adults, I'm not going to hear it, but I didn't want to give her a bad experience coming here, and she doesn't know about the withdrawn and the deferrals and all of that. Thank you for your advocacy. Thank you for coming and sharing your views with us. It is refreshing that young people come and get involved, and we are looking at a future public servant. So I didn't miss that she was talking on an item that was withdrawn. I just wanted to give her a good experience here.
Thank you, Chairwoman Kane. I also spoke with your office, and I spoke to everyone's office yesterday, and it was super amazing to speak with you guys. So thank you for thinking about FR1 today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. I'm Leslie Jones. I'm a resident of 2756 Day Avenue in Coconut Grove, immediately abutting Tiger Tail Mary project that is in contention. I just want to express my support of the PZ7 ordinance proposed, and I am against the bonus height. I too bought into this neighborhood coming from a single family in South Coconut Grove, and I am very concerned about my investment. And for the neighborhood, I believe that it's going to dramatically affect. It's already been very difficult around the project that is in process now. We don't have sidewalks. We don't have a crosswalk or even a place to put a crosswalk that I know of. Thank you for listening, and I also want to express my delight on Commissioner Gabala's statement about getting rid of the tree ordinance that was in process. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Chairperson Kristen King, Joe Carollo, Cabela, and Damian Pardo. My name is Ivory Keith. I'm from Overtown with the Dorsey Park area. I'm here to talk about FR2 with the noise ordinance. I have a clip here across from Dorsey Park. As you know, there are construction sites with very, very loud noise. I'd just like to play a quick 42-second clip of what residents are experiencing in the Dorsey Park area across from 2 construction sites, and also concerning the noise ordinance. As you can see, this is taken at 7:19 back in February. This kind of unchecked noise, whether from clubs, venues, or construction, is more than just an annoyance. It is a health issue. Prolonged exposure to noise pollution impacts our nervous systems, increases stress and anxiety, and chips away at our mental and physical well-being. FR2 would make it easier for these harms to expand across the city. And once again, it's everyday people who will bear the cost.
Thank you.
We are not asking for silence. We are asking for a balance, for respect, for the right to rest in our homes.
Thank you.
Please vote no on FR2. Thank you so much.
Good morning.
Good morning, Madam Chair, Commissioners. Steve Warnick, 396 Alhambra, work address 2501 Swanson Avenue. I'm here with my associate.
Hi, I'm Owen Warnick.
Thank you, Commissioners, for having us today. I'm here to speak on behalf of the Wynwood Community Enhancement Association on PZ6. These are some cleanup amendments to the NRD2 zoning that were initiated by your planning department a few months ago. We've worked with the planning department as an association to provide some feedback. This certainly is not, it's not fixing all of the needs of the neighborhood, and it's not necessarily an exciting item, but it's advancing the interests It's helpful. So we're in support of this, and we appreciate your support. I would say that there are a lot of needs still in the neighborhood, key priorities this year that we're really focusing on a mobility plan and making sure there's a continued balance of the interests of revitalization, but also preservation of neighborhood character, which is a theme today. So on that note, I appreciate your support, and the association will probably reach out to the commissioner's offices just to brief you on where things stand in the neighborhood and the progress that's being made with this neighborhood revitalization district. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, good morning, and thank you for protecting our mature tree canopy and withdrawing FR1. Thank you so much. Also, huge thank you for taking the steps of planting the trees and protecting the spoil islands. This was actually, you did that before, so I just want to recognize that you guys are definitely going in the right direction. But there are ways that we have to improve. How can we recognize Earth Day if we're not environmentally forward? I know you said that we are, but we're not completely. We have uncontrolled growth. The city is going vertical, workforce housing, transportation housing. We know all of this is coming, and it's coming at it hard. We have to be very careful with this. Zillow has a new search criteria. I'm not sure if you guys are aware of this. It's really kind of scary. They have a search criteria for sustainability. So what do you think is going to happen if we don't take care of the environment, if we don't take care of the flooding, if we don't take care of our heat index, if we allow building all the way to set, property lines and all of this, and our area becomes unbearably hot and not sustainable? Zillow is the #1 search engine for consumers. I'm a realtor environmentalist. I do understand the need for growth. It needs to be smart growth. And Zillow doing that is very, very interesting. 80% of their followers voted on that, and they are concerned with the environment. Supply and demand, that's the golden rule of real estate. Who's going to want to live here? It's really up to you. It's happening much faster than we thought. It's going to happen during our lifetime. We need smart, sustainable growth. It's job security. It's the future of our city, our economy, the entire Florida economy. The Reverend said something very interesting. He said very eloquently in his prayer, what happens in South Florida shapes the world. And that's true. And it's on you. I don't envy your position because you've got a lot of decisions to make. But with all of this growth, please be very careful. And I do have a lot of ideas.
Thank you.
I know you know that. Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Mileika Burgos Flores, Alapara Collaborative CDC. I want to thank Commissioner Gavela for continuing to be a champion, not only for Alapara and District 1, but really for the city of Miami. We're here in support of PH6, encouraging the creation of the Alapara CRA. We continue to support the initiative by ensuring the meaningful community input, and we would love to see more forward movement on this item today. Thank you all.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Robert Granoff. I've been a citizen of Miami since 1945, and I want to know why the city allows the road repairs to be in the condition they are. When the city gives a permit to dig up the road, to put pipes or electricity or whatever the utilities are necessary, who inspects the job when it's completed? Who makes sure that the road is in the same condition it was before they tore it up? And why doesn't the city do something about it instead of having the roads a disaster? I just came from Brickell on 22nd Avenue with the new construction going there. The road is atrocity. The city should not allow citizens or companies or utilities, whatever, to destroy the roads that we pay millions of dollars to repair every year to repave the roads, to have these companies destroy it for us. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning, Commissioners. Thank you for this opportunity. My name is Edward Martos, offices at 2800 Ponce de Leon Boulevard. I'm here on behalf of two different entities, 3151 Southwest 27th Avenue PropCo and 3172 Southwest 27th Avenue PropCo. With respect to, and I'm here to speak with respect to PZ7. Our clients, these two different entities, have filed applications in reliance on the city's ordinance regarding bonus height. They have obtained waivers or applied for waivers. They are in the process of obtaining building permits. They have invested tremendous sums of money in order to purchase and acquire this property, all in reliance on the approvals, on the existing law, on what has been in place now for multiple years, but more importantly, what has been contemplated in the comprehensive plan for many, many years, which is to develop properties as infill properties along transit corridors and near train stations. So we'd like to simply state that given that we applied prior to the proposed amendment, our application should proceed under the existing laws given the substantial changes we've made. We've submitted a letter into the, I will be submitting, or rather my son Harrison will be submitting a letter into the record with Todd and the city clerk, and we've also submitted that to your offices. We hope that between first and second reading, one sentence addition could be added to the ordinance to clarify that if you're in the process, you're in the pipeline, you've expended funds, you are vested, and you should have some entitlement to continue your project. Thank you.
Excuse me, Chair. My apologies. Mr. Martos, I did respond to your email. The city clerk's office does not submit any documents into the public record on behalf of the public. So hopefully you're submitting your letters into the public record now. Do you have them?
My son is doing that right now. Thank you very much, Todd. I appreciate that. Thank you, everyone. Good day.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Iris Iscaya with offices at 332 Southeast 2nd Avenue. I'm sorry. I knew Ed before him and his wife married and had Harrison, so I'm so excited to see him today and assisting. Just to let you know, Greenberg Torg's hiring Harrison. Don't listen to your dad. With that said, I'm here this morning on behalf of ABCG Owner LLC, and just like Ed Mardos eloquently put into the record, we too have a vested right with regards to this PZ7. PZ7 is actually reducing a development right, which this board has every authority to advance with and do so long as it doesn't impact property rights. And one of the things that we wanted to make sure that is clear is that those applications which are deemed a complete application, either an E-plan or an I-build, are able to pursue on reliance on the law applicable at the time of the application. If not, it raises the standard to detrimental reliance in that we relied on the law that was permissible at such time. With that said, I'm going to put this into the record to confirm our address, our owner, and our vesting as you all proceed to advance with whatever action you may want to take. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. I thought I was going to bat clean up here, but I think there's somebody behind me. But I'll be succinct. My name is Clifford Losh. I reside at 2811 South Bay Shore Drive, but I'm here on behalf of the South Bay Shore Drive Condo Association, which represents a string of condominiums along South Bay Shore Drive, and the Alliance represents approximately 1,200 units, all of whom are keenly interested in what I'm about to mention. I'm here to support strongly PZ7. Put it succinctly, Coconut Grove is a very unique place. Responsible development should enhance Coconut Grove, not destroy it. And I think what PZ7 does is put in place or put back in place the framework that was originally in place to protect Coconut Grove and foster responsible but not irresponsible development. So I urge you to pass that provision. Another more minor item, FR2, I strongly oppose FR2, or we strongly oppose FR2. More noise for longer during the day is not a good idea in a community like Coconut Grove, and it's hard to imagine how it could be a good idea. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Noel Cleland. I'm at 5990 Southwest 50th Street in Miami, and I'm also here representing the Sierra Club. I wanted to thank you all for recognizing Earth Day, this Earth Week, and remembering that every day is Earth Day because we need to preserve and protect our planet every single day that we're here. It's not a one-event day, it's a lifetime commitment. In that sense, I'd like to also remind everybody that when we're talking about our tree canopy, protecting that tree canopy is an investment for today. Planting a tree is an investment for the next generation, but we won't see any benefits from that tree canopy for many years to come. So the important thing is we make sure we're funding the maintenance of the trees that we have, and that's important. I want you all to consider that when going forward. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning, and appreciate the opportunity to speak with you this morning. My name is Jonathan Lieberman. I'm here on behalf of myself, as also I'm president of the Grove at Grand Bay, an association across the street with 99 units. We're also part of the association. I'd like to express my support for PZ7, the revocation of the bonus height. I think I would like to also, I definitely would like to thank Commissioner Pardo for his outreach and for discussions we've had about this subject. I moved here from New York City approximately 4 years ago. Lived in the West Village. The Grove is the best and the most approximation of the West Village of New York City. And I think understanding and keeping the scale of the village and the Grove are two things that really should be protected. And I understand that rules were changed a couple of years ago. It seems like it was done circuitously, maybe in the middle of the night. And there's an opportunity, I think, for the commissioners to reevaluate how that was done and perhaps put a moratorium in place on projects that are currently in permit while there's an evaluation, whether you're changing the scale and the nature of an area. I appreciate your time and your consideration.
Thank you. Morning.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, commissioners. My name is Riza, 992 Northwest 5th Street in Little Havana. I applaud you for taking this bold move to withdraw these items, not only the tree ordinance item, but also deferring CA3 as well. I think that it's very important to stay focused and hopefully not defer again in June 12th, because these items all impact the city of Miami. I am a born native of this city where my grandparents have invested their sweat and their tears, and my parents too. And now I stand here and ask you all that the issues on these agendas are important. You guys legislate, you guys inspire or not the future of this city. Many of us have invested not only money, but time, joy, tears, all of it. This is an economic moment for our city. We are faced with critical issues that will impact the future of this city. And so it is on you, coming this election year, to really dive into the issues and the need of this city, not only for new investors, but for the future, the ones that have been here for more than 30, 40, 50 years. This is our city. People come here because of a reason. This is the Ellis Island of Latin America, and to many around the world. So I leave you guys with my strength and my power, and that hopefully you guys really take a look and vote on good things for our city. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. Brenda Berancourt, 1436 South 6th Street. In support of RE2, Margarita Far Away, I think it's very notable that we are actually starting recognizing people that actually contribute to the city in so many ways. In support of RE4, the mayor emeritus from Manolo, I think is really important for many of us. And in supporting RE5, just want to say, I hope that you guys start paying attention to a lot of the things that we have problems with. It's not just about the trees, but support the seniors that are looking to have expansion of the house. I hope that we can hear that one coming back and finalize as a second reading, since people have been asking me about if they're going to be able to build their 850 square feet back. And it's something that maybe you guys did not pay attention, but a lot of people are paying attention. And seniors are very interested in building those. So let's hope for you guys to think about that one and bring it back. And I just have a question for the four of you. I was in several meetings this week with different homeowner associations, and I know that you guys increasing some police force in downtown Miami, Brico. I hope that you guys think about Little Havana as well. We do have in the east side a little bit that we need to increase the capacity of police if it's possible. So keep that in mind. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning, Chairman, Commissioners. Maria Gonzalez, 436 Northeast 77th Street Road, Upper East Side of Miami. So I'm here for FR2. It's in reference to the noise, and I know it's about jukeboxes and things like that, but just, the construction and the noise that continues throughout the city. Commissioner King, as an example, the building on 79th and Biscayne, the old INS building, rather, to take into consideration the noise level, rather than, having them implode that building, they have been at it for 2 and 3 months, tearing it down. They still have probably another month. And the noise level, in the winter, I like to live with my windows open. So I'm at home. I like to live with my windows open, and the noise level is terrible. The other thing is that building was built in 1963, and the asbestos, I can only imagine. I go wash my car, and within 3 hours, it's full of, it's dirty again. So just in general, take into consideration, you guys are indoors, AC, all nice, but just take into consideration when, and the staff, whenever they have, decide on tearing down a building, think about the noise level that's going on in the city and the construction, and just have them imploded. They have the money. Imploded, get it done, finished. So thank you for considering that in the future, and staff as well.
Thank you. Anyone else for public comment? Seeing none, the public comment period is now closed. Thank you for your advocacy. At this time, I'm going to ask my colleagues if they would like to pull any of the CA items for discussion. Commissioner Pardo?
No.
Commissioner
No, I'm
Cabela?
good. I'm good.
Vice
Madam
Chair?
Chair, no, but I'd like to present a motion for the 2 pocket items that we have.
Okay.
There's a motion for the pocket item. That
Pocket 1
pocket 1,
and pocket
item
2.
1, and pocket 2. Pocket 1 is the one reaffirming the position that this commission took at the last special meeting for the special elections, as included here. In pocket 2 is the pocket item designated Southwest 57th Avenue between A Street and Flagler Street as Manolo Reyes Boulevard.
Yes, slight correction.
The
Pocket
other way
1
around.
is Manolo Reyes Boulevard, and
Yep.
pocket 2 is early voting. I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Now, for the CA items,
I will make a motion
For
for the
CA one.
CA items.
CA 1, 2, and 4. I have a motion.
Second.
Chair.
I see that our procurement director is here that needs to say something.
Yes, good morning, Madam Chair, Commissioners. For CA1, I have an amendment
that the increase to capacity shall not exceed $150,000 per year. This is for the background screening services.
Thank you.
This is for which one?
CA1.
CA1.
CA1, background screening services. So I have a motion for CA1, 2, and 4, CA1 as amended. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Gentlemen, are there any of the PH items that you would like to pull for discussion?
Yes, Chairman, I'd like to pull PH6 for a brief discussion and make a motion for the rest of the PH items.
Okay. May I have a second for the...
Second.
Okay. So I have a motion and a second for PH 1, 3, 4, 5, and 7. All in favor?
Oh, Chair.
Aye.
Did you want to include 6?
No, it's been pulled
Not
for
yet?
discussion.
Oh, I'm sorry. My apologies. And just for the record, PH3 as amended.
Okay. So I have a motion and a second.
And PH5, I believe, has a slight amendment just to indicate that FIU will be matching the grant. So PH5 will be modified as well.
Okay. So just so everyone is clear, I have a motion and a second for PH1, PH3 as amended, PH4, PH5 as amended to include matching language from the FIU, from FIU University, PH7. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries unanimously. And now for discussion, PH6.
When this came up before us at the last commission meeting, I had asked the administration to give us an amount that this is going to cost the general fund and to tell me where we were replacing those funds into the general fund. I was given an amount that I stated for the record that seemed awful low. And in fact, when the administration met with me afterwards, in fact, yesterday, I was correct. So, Mr. Manager, if you could get your representative to come up and explain to us what is the real number that this will be costing the city throughout the lifetime of the new CRA, and where we going to have the replacing funds that will be leaving the general fund, which means the funds that we use for everyday police, fire, garbage collection, and many other or city service. How will we replacing those funds back in? Because if you take money away, there's only two ways of resolving it. You're going to make cuts, or you're going to find new money to replace it.
Good morning. Kevin Crowder with Business Player, the consultant working on the project. Commissioner, answering your question, the projections that we worked on over a 30-year period show that the full amount of the tax increment that would be generated over that period would be $534,599,504. That would be the full, at a full 95% district that would be generated from the city increment.
That's based on 95%, not 100%.
Yes, sir.
Why did you use 95%? Is that an estimate in case it fluctuates?
The way the statute is worded, the amount of increment ranges from 50% to 95%. So 95% would be the most amount of increment that the CRA could receive.
Okay, so this would be almost $535 million, correct?
Correct, over a 30-year period.
And Mr. Springs, how much did you say to us in the record at the last meeting that it would generate?
I actually, Larry Spring, Chief Financial Officer, I read mistakenly the year 2055 number into the record,
Well,
which
the
was
whole amount.
Yeah, it was 40. what I read into the record was 40.9 million from the city side.
Okay, so
That was the last year's.
You're looking at 41 million versus 535 million.
Right.
That's a night and day difference, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so how are we replacing throughout the life of this new CRA that money into the general fund? Where have you identified either cuts or new revenue to replace that money?
So as far as the development of this process and exercise that we went through, and the recommendation that we've made is that we do not enact a 95% CRA to begin, which would cut that number in half. So that's the only mitigating recommendation that we've made.
Okay, so now the 535 million will be cut in half.
Right.
Am I correct that that would come to approximately 343 million?
No, that would be 281,368,160.
What I have here that you guys gave me yesterday was 342,645,890. That's the approximate.
That's the county portion.
The county portion. Ours then is what?
Ours is 534, 599, 504 total, or 95%, and half of that.
95% is how much again?
534.
Yep.
599.
Right.
504.
That's what we said now.
Right.
So what is the 50% of that?
Of that number is 281, 368, 160.
281. Go ahead.
368.
368.
160.
160.
Yes, sir.
So over 281 million, even though what you gave me yesterday shows differently, shows a significant amount more. I think over 61 million more is what I have here. I have total 342,645,890.
890. That's the county portion.
And at 50%, it says 180 million. 339.
That's the county's portion.
That's the county's portion.
That would also be 50% of the county's portion.
Okay. Then I guess I didn't have the city's portion that I was given on the 50%. Well, I do. I see it now that you have. It was strange how you put it. You put it under the original one, the 281, 368, 160. All right. So if you're recommending 50%, this doesn't mean that the majority of the commission would approve it or not. But let's say that it does, instead of the 535 million at the 95%.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you either making cuts or finding new revenues to supplement the money that's going out from the general fund where we paid police, fire, code, sanitation, et cetera, et cetera?
So going back to what I just put on the record, the reason as a CFO I recommended to the commissioner that we do a 50%, and I probably should put this on the record for context. There's an existing base right now that we're starting, which will be the base year that'll be established as of, if passed today, January 1st or December 31st of 2025. Do we have, what's that existing number? The current base.
Current base is 2.6 billion.
All right. So that's revenue.
18 million revenue.
Oh, so our current base is 2.6 billion taxable. That generates $18 million. We will maintain that base amount on the general fund side going forward. So that's step one. That's the contextual statement.
How are you going to maintain it?
It stays. We don't get it. So we only get what gets developed above the base year. So our starting point is the 2.6. So we'll continue to get the base year and the base year related growth going forward. To your point, but if you allow me, Commissioner, but to your point, yes, typically in these situations, the increment we would not receive, and the only mitigator, because I looked at it also similarly from the perspective that you did, that as we continue to grow as a city, we will have continued growth, obviously in police, fire, solid waste, and everything else. And that's why I made the recommendation to not take the full 95, but I'm recommending that we only take half, and that half will allow us to help mitigate our increase in costs. So that's the only exercise that we've done at this point.
Larry, let me be very frank with you. The explanation that you've given me is you've gone around and around, even worse than when you said 40 million the last meeting, when it was 535 million, which is a night and day difference. That doesn't make sense at all to me, what you're giving me, but nevertheless, let's go to the point so I could show the difference of what I had proposed before to Mr. Gavella and what he's getting now.
Excuse me.
I have the floor.
But here we go again. You're going to speak to 20 minutes, and I'd like to say something.
Because this guy can't debate.
I got it.
Doesn't believe in democracy.
I'd like to answer him what he's saying. I'd like to put some numbers. I know, and I want to answer him. I want to answer him with the numbers. With the numbers.
Let them finish. He asked the question. Let him answer the question. And then
I think he answered a lot of questions.
But he's allowed to ask
of
questions.
Of course, but I'm gonna educate him on the numbers that he's talking about.
I will allow you to speak when he's finished. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. He will be the last guy that could educate anybody. But Mr. Springs, in the remaining 3 years that Mr. Gavella has in his term, and then let's say that he gets reelected in the following 4 years. How much is this going to bring to the Alapata area? Because the bulk of what's going to be coming is going to be coming much, much in later years when neither he nor anybody here will be in this commission.
You want to give me a year range?
Well,
so we're starting on our run. We start 2027.
Right? Okay, 26. The next fiscal year or 27?
27. So fiscal year 27.
So he'll have 1 year left on his term then, and then give me the additional 4 years. After 27, give me 28, 29, 30, 31. So we could assume and make believe that he gets reelected and he's got 5 years. How much money is that bringing?
So from 2027 to, we'll call it 2032.
31, I believe, 27, 31. 28, 29, 30, 31. That's 5 years.
6, 10, 15. So from 2027 to 2020, excuse me.
21.
2027 to 2031.
Yeah, 31.
And I'll read the years because I'm estimating right now. I'm rounding up. So 1 million, 3 million, 6, 10.
You don't have to give me the
15 million.
Okay, 15 million beginning in 27 for
to
5
31.
years until 31.
15 million.
And the proposal that I had presented for Alapata, that we didn't have to create a CRA, that, by the way, with the law that is going to be passed in the state legislature, this whole plan is make-believe because this will not go anywhere. The state is going to prevent it from moving forward. But the plan that I had presented before, that was not creating a CRA, it was not taking money from the general fund that had not been removed already. So in other words, we didn't have to worry about replacing money, new money that we're taking from the general fund for police, fire, sanitation, etc. Would have given Alapata in maybe 6 months in bonding out over $200 million. Is that correct in my figures?
Approximately, yes. I don't have the number right in front of me.
All right.
But yes.
This is a prime example why I cannot vote for this. If we're going to make an impact in Alapata, and I think we should, and I will support it, it needs to be a significant impact that it could be made that doesn't affect our present dollars from the general fund. But to come up with an idea that's going to bring in just a few dollars through 5 years beginning in 2027. So we're looking at really 6.5 years from now, that he won't even be around when the real money comes in to make an impact. And that we truly cannot show how we're bringing the replacement for that money or where the cuts are coming from. This is the reason that I can't vote for this. I will vote for something that would make a true impact for the people of Alapata, and an immediate impact.
Thank you.
Commissioner
Cabela and then Commissioner Pardo. You want him to? No, Commissioner
it's
Cabela
quick.
wanted
I'd just like to say something real quick. After all, I am the one hosting this, and it is my district. Number one, do me a favor. Don't vote for it. I don't want your vote. I don't need your vote. I don't need your suggestion. That's number one. Number two, the plan that you had, you just talked and talked and talked, okay? But you never had anything concrete, okay? Number three, right now, when the CRA becomes implemented, from that day forward, it'll be capped. What we were collecting in property taxes, the city will continue to collect. So nothing has changed there. This will spur development, okay, like it has in your area and like it has in yours, Madam Chair, okay? And that money is where that money is going to come from. The city is not going to be touched because when that's capped, that the implementation of the Alapata CRA is done, whatever stays up below that level, okay, continues to come into the city like it is now. Am I not correct in that, Larry?
That is correct.
Okay. So what you are saying is completely off. And the concern you share from my area, boy, it's incredible. You know what I mean? But look, you're just trying to put a monkey wrench. Let's call the vote up or down, yes or no, and we're done with the subject. Please.
Commissioner Pardo.
I just want to make one clarification, actually for the public. This is not money that's being taken away from the general fund. That's not what's happening in today's dollars.
It doesn't exist yet.
Right. It doesn't even exist. But even if it did, in today's dollars, what we're talking about is the increase. So if you're talking about $10 million in the general fund, a 10% increase, you're talking about $1 million, that
Correct.
Increment, right?
Correct.
And you're saying we're taking half of that increment, $500,000.
That's our recommendation.
That's the recommendation. That's what we have before us.
No. That's not here. That'll come in the interlocal.
In the
that
interlocal
follows
agreement.
this.
Thank you. So my point is that CRAs work with the city administration. Oftentimes we pay for city debt service or we pay other city. Exactly. So this isn't an us against them. It's not the general fund against Alapata CRA or any other CRA. They actually work hand in hand very well. And this is a great proposal for Alapata. Absolutely support it. And,
Call the question.
Let's do it.
Madam Chair, just 30 seconds.
Call the question.
30 seconds.
Call the question.
Hold on a second, Commissioner.
Call the question.
Commissioner, you're out.
Sir, what's the rules here?
You're out
Because
of
he's
order.
just going to keep doing this all day long, and we're going to be here.
No, we're not doing
Call
it all
the
day
question.
long.
Commissioner, you're
Listen,
out of-
you can be a
Commissioner,
thug
stop.
in your
Listen,
neighborhood.
You're the
stop
thug.
it.
The only
Stop
thug is
it.
you.
Stop it.
Call the
Commissioner,
question.
you're out of order. He has a question. He's allowed to speak. Todd, I asked you to give all of us training on decorum and procedure and policy. He is allowed to ask a question, Commissioner.
I'm just going to make a statement, 30 seconds. We all know that every year the price of everything goes up. We have negotiations with our unions. We have to pay them increases in salaries. We have to pay more for everything each year. That's why any increase in property taxes is from the general fund that we need. If we're going to be taking all that from the future in monies that we receive now, then that will have an impact on this city, on races that employees are going to demand, on expenses that this city will have. Thank you.
Thank you.
Call the question.
Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
I'm sorry.
Second.
I'm sorry.
PH6 needs to be amended pursuant to a substitution memo dated April 22nd, 2025.
So I have a motion and a second as amended. All in
Hey,
favor?
hang on. As amended, did anything change from the last time?
All we did was
We
updated
added the legal description.
legal description to a more
That's it.
formal meets and bounds.
All right, call the question. Oh,
I have a
yes.
motion and a second as amended. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries 3-1. Thank you. And at this time, Mr. City Attorney, would you please read the title for FR2 into the record?
Yes, Madam Chair, FR2.
No, I'm sorry. FR3 into the record.
FR3, first reading ordinance, an ordinance of the Miami City Commission amending Chapter 38, Article 1 of the Code of the City of Miami, Florida, as amended, titled Parks and Recreation in General, by creating Section 38-29, titled Naming of Manolo Reyes Park, to provide for the naming of the property consisting of approximately 302,306 square feet located at 6030 Southwest 2th Street, Miami, Florida, as Manolo Reyes Park. Further directing the city manager to take any and all actions necessary to effectuate the naming of the park containing a severability clause and providing for an immediate effective date.
So moved.
Thank you. I'm going to ask my colleagues if they would give me a motion for FR4 and FR3.
So moved.
Chair, that's RE4.
I'm sorry, RE4 and FR3. I have a motion and a,
RE4 and FR3, yes.
Yes.
A second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Congratulations. And I have the family of Commissioner Reyes here.
Wow, this is amazing. What a special tribute. You know, on as far as West End Park, you know, it's a park that my kids affectionately would call it Abue's Park. That's what they would call their abuelo, Abue. And so it was always identified as Abue's Park in our family, right? When Dad got in from or came back from University of Florida, that's the park. He used to have a softball team in University of Florida called Caribe, and that's where he reorganized Caribe to start playing softball there again. And so I grew up going with Dad to West End Park, and you know, playing there and running around in the fields, and that's where I used to, you know, play basketball, you know, through my formative years. And what a beautiful honor, and the Mayor Emeritus item as well. I mean, it's just amazing. On behalf of our family, I'd just like to say that we are overwhelmed with all the love that the city has poured out to us, and to him. Dad was a very noble man, a man of service. A man that if you were to ask him, he'd probably be looking down saying, I don't deserve this. You know, I was just doing what I knew was right to do, and to serve his people. And so I'm really, honestly, rare for me. I'm lost, you know, in what else to say except thank you on behalf of our family. Thank you so much. You know, this place will always have a special place in our heart as well. Thank you very much to all of you.
I can tell you on behalf of us, it is our honor to do it. It is truly our honor to do it, and he deserved it and more. Thank you. Thank you for sharing him with us.
What's that?
George, while we wait, would you please read the titles into the record for the remaining first reading ordinance?
Okay, we have FR2. FR1 was deferred. FR2, first reading ordinance. An ordinance of the Miami City Commission amending Chapter 36, Section 36-4 of the Code of the City of Miami, Florida, as amended City Code titled Noise, Operation of Radios, Phonographs, or Other Sound-Making Devices, Bands, Orchestras, and Musicians, generally exemption. And Chapter 36, Section 36-5 of the City Code titled Noise, same, Hours of Operation of Jukeboxes, Radios, etc. Exemption for events on city-owned property, relaxation to create alternate hours for restrictive times and alternate distances for sound for the Miami Riverside Specialty District containing a severability clause and providing for an effective date.
I support FR2 with the exception of removing the 5 a.m. noise allowance that goes to 5 a.m. So I would support this if we can take out the provision of going to 5 a.m. I'd like to leave the noise ordinance as it is, but I support the other items in this ordinance. Can we do that?
So motion to,
Madam Chair, I think you might be conflating the two items, because remember, there's an exception that has 3 items. One of them is the extension of the noise from 3 to 5.
Okay, that's not this one?
That's not this one.
Okay.
This is that noise district, which changes the noise requirements in the Riverside district.
Oh, I'm in favor of that. Okay. May I have a motion?
I'm sorry, where are we at?
FR2.
FR2. I motion.
Okay, if I could understand the motion again, Chairwoman.
So I don't have any, that's for another item that I was talking about. So this one, I'm okay with it as it is.
This one goes until what time?
I don't think it has a, it's not an until what time. It doesn't, that's not that ordinance. It's
No,
just
hold
a
on.
regular.
Hold on, I'll read the change.
In the Miami Riverside Specialty District, Chairwoman, is
Wharf.
yeah, it's where the wharf is. In that
Yes,
area.
the wharf.
I just want to, and this one goes directly to the Riverside Specialty District only. All right. Let me just wait for the answer you have on the record from the city attorney, and we'll vote. Now, in that area, to the best of my recollection, there's no residential. It's much farther down the river. Across the river into District 3, Mr. City Attorney, will there be an impact in the amount of feet that is being placed here?
I'm sorry, I missed the question.
I was saying that, from the best of my recollection, the area that we're looking at is not near residential buildings. They're further down somewhat from this area in District 5. But my question is, across the river into District 3, where Jose Marti Park will basically be, there's a new, very huge building going to the right of Jose Marti Park. How could it affect District 3 from across the river in the feet that we're talking about here?
So as written, the current noise ordinance says that it is unlawful for any person having a business to make any loud, unnecessary, excessive, unusual noise that is directly audible at a distance of 100 feet. This
Right.
ordinance changes it to 1,000 feet from the building, structure, vehicle, or premises on which it is produced. So you would extend that 100 feet to 1,000 feet, which may affect some residential properties across the river.
It would be, I think, basically this new building, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, we could get you, I guess, 1,000-foot radius diagram off that map. because that map runs along the river. And you had asked earlier about the hours. It would change the hours of noise, which would be 11 p.m. on Monday to 7 a.m. on Tuesday, 11 p.m. on Tuesday to 7 a.m. on Wednesday.
It will not stop at 11. It'll go from 11 at night to 7 in the morning?
Those are pretty standard, yeah. The code says 11 to 7, but then on Thursday, it would go from 5 a.m. on Friday to 9 a.m. on Friday, 5 a.m. on Saturday to 9 a.m. on Saturday, 5 a.m. on Sunday to 9 a.m. on Sunday, and 12:01 a.m. on Monday. So it would extend the hours of noise for the weekend, basically.
Well, again, in District 5, I don't see any impact that it will have, because we got the MRC, or what's going to be the old MRC on one side, and the new buildings that are going up there are, I think, over 1,000 feet. The other way, to the best of my recollection, there's nothing that's within 1,000 feet. I would just be concerned with the impact across, but there's only one building maybe that it could have an impact. So, Madam Chair, I will go along with it since you're the sponsor. If in the future there's a major problem when buildings are up, people are living, and the noise is coming across, and it's going to be quite a few years from now before people move into those buildings, then I just want to leave it in the record that for whomever the next commissioner of District 3 will be, they would have the option to bring that back for discussion of whether the 1,000 feet would also be included across the river or not.
And there will be noise mitigation efforts, so it doesn't impact.
Well, that would be
the
very
community.
good.
There will be we've discussed that there will be noise mitigation efforts.
They can't keep the noise within the area of your district, that there are no residential buildings. But obviously somewhere the music is going to have to be let out. You just can't make it disappear if it's going to be on the open. So if they could do that and keep it within that district, that I think will resolve any future problems.
Okay, thank you. May I have a motion?
The motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Item passes unanimously. Okay, we are now on our RE items. Are there any items that you guys wish to pull from the RE items, RE 1, 2, 5, or 6 for discussion?
RE 1, 2,
5
5
or
or
6?
6. Didn't we do 5?
No,
5
we
was
did
enough?
4.
Oh, we did 4. No, I'm ready for a motion unless anybody has.
So I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
I'd like to pull out separately so we could deal with it. We have RE1 that's, I don't believe, was pulled on legal fees, on the amounts. RE3
has been deferred until 6/12.
Okay, RE3 was deferred.
Yes, until 6/12.
Okay, and then we have RE4, RE5. And
RE4 was
already
taken out.
RE6. I'd like to pull, I'm not going to get into any major discussions. I just want to be able to vote in some if I'm not going to vote in others. So I'd like to pull
RE6.
RE1 and RE6. You said RE3 has been pulled, so...
No, yeah, RE3 is deferred until June 12th.
So I'm ready to vote on the rest.
Okay, so may I have a motion for
Motion.
RE2 and RE5?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye. Okay, so we could vote on the others.
Passed. All right. Hold on one second. All right. For the record, I think I've stated multiple times about RE1, and
I'm
that's,
sorry. Yeah, that's, that we agreed for the 500K last time.
but that's not what it says. It says
What does it say?
150. It hasn't been changed.
Chair. So it's my understanding that RE1 will be amended pursuant to a substitution memo distributed on April 23rd, 2025. I think the city attorney could probably elaborate what that substitution memo entails.
There was a substitution, as the city clerk says, which the resolution would now read, the city attorney is directed to inform the city commission whenever legal fees for outside counsel reach $500,000 in any current or new case where outside counsel is retained to represent an elected official due to a conflict of interest.
Well, this says in any new case is filed.
The substitution adds the language I just read, which was any current or new case. So current meaning that it's an active case currently pending.
So I don't take issue with cases moving forward. I won't take issue with it if it's just a report. If it's just a report to say, hey, this has reached 500,000, I don't have an issue with that. I got a call yesterday. I think all of us have or will get a call regarding litigation with the city that's been ongoing, I think, like 7 years, and thousands of legal hours in the case. And I just see how, I don't know if that case that I was briefed on yesterday is outside counsel, is it? It is not.
We are, the city of Miami is handling that case.
Okay. But as a practitioner, I know, cases don't wrap up in a month. Cases take sometimes years to resolve. And as long as this is merely a report, I don't have an issue with it.
Well, can I weigh in with your permission?
Yes, please.
Okay, so, we have a practice here that up to $25,000, okay, you can do something, but over $25,000, you need city approval. Now, I am supportive of efforts to facilitate the Florida Department of Governmental Efficiency's review, as the president wants, and this is, because here's the difference. When we spend money, for example, that he was against the CRA, that's something you're building there, you're putting an investment. What we're doing in those cases is just throwing money in the trash, okay, for, stupid things that have happened in the past, okay? And what I'm saying is, let's put a cap and let's ask for permission, okay? If it exceeds a certain amount, I wanted 150. I went along with you guys to get something done because something's better than nothing.
Okay, so again, let me.
But if you want to defer it and you want to study this further,
I think we should maybe defer it because, again, counsel for litigation that arises out of employees' duties as a city employee and us are protected by the Florida Constitution. I am not going to legislate based on personalities because this doesn't only affect us. This will affect our persons that come before us. And this is a right that the state has, that the Supreme Court of Florida has upheld. And if it was one of us, if it was you didn't do anything and somebody was coming after you and it went past X amount of money because we have to defend it, I would not pull my support for it. I just wouldn't. But I'm also thinking about our employees, not just us, but our employees.
Well, I got an idea. Based on what you said. Tell you what, let's protect our employees, okay? This doesn't apply to them, okay? This applies to us here, okay? Because here's the thing, look, I understand we can get in trouble, okay? People don't agree with us and we can get in trouble. But, the gentleman over there has a track record, okay, a very bad track record, okay, to the tune of millions and millions of dollars, okay? And I just think it's prudent, on the one hand, he speaks out of both sides of his mouth. He says that he wants to, be a fiduciary, holder like we're supposed to. We hold the purse strings, if you will, to the city of Miami, to the taxpayer. And then on the other hand, he goes out and things happen. Now, I dare say, if, this is like the kid in school, I got a problem with this one, I got a problem with the other one, I got a problem with it. Maybe I'm the problem, okay? And again, this happens one time, two times, but to happen concurrently, okay, with the same person, on and on and on, okay? I just think it's prudent, okay, to say enough is enough. And look, I repeat, over $25,000, you guys know that we got to come in front of this commission, okay? We're talking here $500,000, which, and you're right, in legal fees, $25,000 is nothing, so that's why maybe it should be $5. And I wanted $150. I was willing to go along with a $5 just to put something there, some kind of a threshold, if you will. But if you guys, I'll leave it there.
So again, let me say, and I'm not taking anyone's side here. I'm not taking anyone's side, but we cannot legislate based on personalities. We ignore the facts. We take lawsuits that were filed against him have been dismissed just recently. Anyone can file a complaint against you for any reason. We live in a very litigious society. I am not willing to take away or put any conditions, because at the moment someone or folks don't like him. That's not how we legislate.
Listen, for me, this is not what it is. If you notice, even when I have a problem with him, I second him, because if the cause is right, I will do it. And I've also said, and I've done that plenty of times here with everybody across the board. When I had the problem with you, that I favored him on the gym equipment. So I've been transparent here, and I've been equal across the board. However, that needs to be a threshold, because this is government, taxpayer money that we are spending. Okay, and all we're saying, we're not saying no. All we're saying is, if something happens over $500,000, we bring it and we talk about it. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying we're not going to cover it, but we got to get a hold.
I said I support that, as long as it is just a report, because you cannot, and we will find ourselves, and for our future selves, in a lawsuit, because you cannot take that right away. The city attorney is shaking his head. You cannot take that right away.
Madam Chair, I think we're kind of talking about transparency and just setting a threshold. It's not about personality or an individual. I think what Commissioner Gabela has proposed is have a threshold where it's simply brought and made public, and it's disclosed, and for transparency's sake. I think $150,000 is a good amount. I've supported it from the beginning, but
$150,000 is not a lot of money when you are talking about legal fees. Right. Again, it is not. You will hit $150,000 before you even go to court.
I realize that, but it's a matter of transparency and disclosure.
I agree with transparency. Again, let me make my concerns clear. They can come and report every week, but nothing else can be done about that, because this is a right afforded to municipal employees and elected officials that has been upheld by the Florida Supreme Court. Anything short of this just being a report, I am not in favor of it. I don't care. They can report every $100 that is spent. As long as it is just a report and it is on the record that I would not support any other measure other than the reporting factor. I would not support trying to make one of us pay our own legal fees, and et cetera, et cetera.
All right, I'll reason with you. I'll negotiate with you in this sense. We don't, obviously, doing it this way, we don't have a third vote, right? No, I'll do this. It was just a report, and we have no say. And it's just going to be a report. And let's make it 250, not 500. 250, and we get to know. But we're not going to take action on it. It's just so the public knows where their money is going. I'll do that. And like that, I don't see that we have the votes to do the way I wanted it.
I'll make the motion, $250,000, just a report, disclosure.
I second.
So there's a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. 3 against 1. Motion carries.
As amended.
As amended. Okay, now we are, the budget is just a report.
No, we're in RE6.
Oh, six, RE6.
He wanted to
I'm
discuss
sorry.
my
I'm sorry.
appointment of the interim director in Bayfront.
Wait, hold on, George.
Madam Chair, there was a request by the family into whether we could convert the ordinance naming the park Manolo Reyes Park as an emergency ordinance, which would dispense with the second reading of the ordinance and make it effective today. If the City Commission desires to proceed in that fashion, we would amend the legislation to show a finding of emergency. It requires a 3/4 vote. We have all four of you here. So if you're willing to do that, we'll convert it from a first reading ordinance to an emergency
I'm willing to
ordinance.
make the motion.
I'll second it.
I have a motion and a second.
Chair. So the first thing we need to do is we need to reconsider FR3.
Okay, may I have a motion to reconsider FR3?
So moved.
I have a motion and a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously.
Now, so there's going to be two votes. We'll require a motion, a separate motion for each vote. So if you'd like to make a motion now for your first vote, can you read the title into the record again?
Yes, I will. FR3, an ordinance of the Miami City Commission amending Chapter 38, Article 1 of the Code of the City of Miami, Florida, as amended, titled Parks and Recreation in General, by creating Section 38-29, titled Naming of Manolo Reyes Park, to provide for the naming of property consisting of approximately 302,306 square feet, located at 6030 Southwest 2th Street, Miami, Florida, as Manolo Reyes Park. Further directing the city manager to take any and all actions necessary to effectuate the naming of the park, containing a severability clause and providing for an immediate effective date.
I have
Second.
a motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously.
So then now you'll read the title again, and then we're going to take a second vote.
That's right. An ordinance of the Miami City Commission amending Chapter 38, Article 1 of the Code of the City of Miami, Florida, as amended, titled Parks and Recreation in General, by creating Section 38-29, titled Naming of Manolo Reyes Park, to provide for the naming of the property consisting of approximately 302,306 square feet, located at 6030 Southwest 2th Street, Miami, Florida, as Manolo Reyes Park. Further directing the city manager to take any and all actions necessary to effectuate the naming of the park, containing a severability clause and providing for an immediate effective date.
So moved.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously.
As an emergency ordinance.
As an emergency ordinance. Commissioner, okay, may I have a motion? May I have a motion for RE6?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 3-1. Gentlemen, do you need to hear a report from budget, or was the report that was provided in writing sufficient?
I was good for me in the briefing. But
I was good.
Me too. Vice Chair, would you like the, okay, that's fine. Mr. City Attorney, would you read the PZ items titles into the record?
Yes, Madam Chair. All right, our first planning zoning item is PZ1's a resolution, does not mean to be read. PZ2 is indefinitely deferred. PZ3. PZ3 is a resolution. PZ6, second reading ordinance. An ordinance of the Miami City Commission amending ordinance number 13114, the zoning ordinance of the City of Miami, Florida, as amended Miami 21 Code, specifically by amending Appendix P, Wynwood Norte Neighborhood Revitalization District 2, NRD 2, by amending Section 2 titled Purpose and Intent to replace the T4 demolition bond requirements with a new process by amending Section 4 titled Standards and Tables to clarify parking and loading requirements, and by amending Section 5 titled Specific to Zones to update design standards relating to lot coverage, balconies, floor plates, minimum building height, cross-block passages, and architectural requirements, making findings containing a severability clause, and providing for an effective date. PZ7, first reading ordinance, an ordinance of the Miami City Commission amending ordinance number 13114, the zoning ordinance of the City of Miami, Florida, as amended Miami 21 Code, by amending Article 3 titled General to Zones, Section 3.14 titled Public Benefits Program to exclude properties located within or abutting the Coconut Grove Neighborhood Conservation District, NCD3, from being able to utilize T50 bonus height, making findings, containing a severability clause, and providing for an effective date. PZ8 is a first reading ordinance, an ordinance of the Miami City Commission amending ordinance number 13114, the zoning code of the City of Miami, Florida, as amended, Miami 21 Code, specifically by amending Article 7, Section 7.2.3, titled Alterations and Expansion of Non-Conforming Structures, and Section 7.2.6, titled Non-Conforming Uses, to allow existing legal non-conforming public storage facilities in the T5 Urban Center Zone and the T6 Urban Core Zone to repair, remodel, or alter more than 50% of a non-conforming public storage facility structure and reestablish a non-conforming use by exception, provided the repair, remodel, or alteration of the structure incorporates the design review criteria set forth in Article 4, Table 12 of the Miami 21 Code, making findings, containing a severability clause, and providing for an effective date. And that's it for the PZ item.
Okay. With PZ1, I would like to take the condition of 5 a.m. out of that item, PZ1. So if we could take a separate vote on PZ1, excluding the 5 a.m. Ms. Tappan.
Yes, Chairwoman King, Melissa Tapinas, 200 Biscayne Boulevard. For the record, I'd like to respectfully withdraw the third exception to PZ1, which is from 3 a.m. to 5 a.m., and proceed only with the first two exceptions that would allow the alcohol beverage establishment to be established and open until 3 a.m.
Motion.
I have a motion.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Passes unanimously.
As amended?
As amended.
Yes.
Gentlemen, are there any items from the PZ items that you would like to pull for discussion?
Yeah, I want to pull 3.
PZ3?
Yeah.
Okay. And anything else? Anyone? Okay. You wanted to pull for discussion PZ3?
PZ3. Do we want to vote for everything else? Or?
I'm waiting to see if he has. He said he'll make. Todd said he couldn't hear you. He'll make a motion for everything else.
Second.
So let me read it into the record what everything else is. It would be PZ4, PZ6 and 7 as amended, and PZ8.
7, 8. Okay.
So I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Let me just, for the record, PZ 4, 6, 7, and 8 pass, and 6 and 7 is as amended. And for discussion is PZ 3.
PZ3 is an appeal, so it's a quasi-judicial appeal.
Okay. So are there anyone here for PZ 3? Is there anyone here for PZ 3?
Good morning, Madam Chairperson and members of the Commission. I'm Ines Marrero, attorney with offices at 701 Brickell Avenue. My firm is representing the appellant on this matter. The appeal is going to be handled by my colleague, Alan Krischer, who's on his way to commission. So if this item could be heard after your lunch break, that'd be appreciated. That said, I can respond to any comments, but it's an appeal, so we would like the opportunity to present our appeal.
Inez,
Yes, sir.
I apologize, but I don't think we're going to be coming back from lunch break. I think we're going to.
He's on his way.
Yeah, then we'd have to defer it because I think I could wrap this up by lunch. So we'd have to defer.
It's the pleasure of the commission. He's on his way.
Commissioner Guevara, do you have a problem with anything here? Or?
No, so you guys, to be very brief, Commissioner, you guys have denied the appeal, correct?
HEP has recommended denial
This
of
is
the
your
appeal.
position. I just wanted to make like, because you came to my office a while back with the applicant, and then I also met with somebody from the HEP board, and I said, this is when they were still in my area, that then became your area, it's actually your area now. And what I was upset about, and what I said was to the lady, another lady that used to belong to the HEP board, if this is an attempt, okay, by you guys to ever stop anything from happening there, I am not supportive. Go back to the drawing board and negotiate, but if I see that there's any attempt that this is just something to keep the applicant from ever building anything and keep them in limbo, I am not for that. Okay, I just want to put that on the record, because what's in discussion here, and I respect what you guys said, that there's a boathouse, that's the shell of the boathouse, which is really, you know, I go by there. It's 3 walls, okay, and you're calling it historic, right? And the way am I correct in that, David, so far?
So, correct. As far as the designation of that structure, you know, that was done some years ago. You know, and it is you know, a signature component of the Spring Garden neighborhood.
So when her applicant bought the property, okay, that was already designated that.
That is correct.
Okay, because I was told that the applicant did not know at the time, or they didn't.
I want to be just through the chair and with absolute appreciation for Commissioner Guevara's, you know, input. This is an appeal, and, you know, we have a court reporter here, and we want to make our case and establish the record. So it's important that we follow the procedures for handling the appeal before this commission, so that if we need to, you know, follow up and take our appeal to court, that the processes are followed properly.
I believe that the item should be deferred because whoever needs to be here is not here. That's not our fault. Our meeting is almost over. So
Motion to defer. Nobody else has anything to say.
Motion to defer.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
It's deferred through
May 8th, May 22nd.
May 22nd. May 22nd.
Thank you.
Thank you. We now have 2 discussion items remaining.
Actually, it's a motion.
I'm sorry. I have another pocket item to appoint someone to the...
Yes, my apologies, Chair. I was supposed to bring this up during the order of the day. So Commissioner Pardo would like to make an appointment to the Planning, Zoning, and Appeals Board. He would like to appoint Mario Bailey to one of his vacant seats.
Motion.
Second.
Should I open that up for public comment?
Yes, please.
I'd like to now open the floor for public comment on this item, appointing Mario Bailey to the PZAB Board. Seeing none, public comment period is closed. I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries unanimously.
Thank you, Chair.
Okay, and now back to our discussion items.
Thank you, Chair. If I could go to DI2. This is a motion to invite the Florida State Department of Efficiency, Dodge, to come into the city of Miami and assist us in looking for any government waste, fraud, or efficiency.
I don't have a problem with that.
So do I have a motion?
It's a motion.
Second. I don't know how you guys feel.
So, well, I don't see the CFO here. Is he here? Okay, I couldn't see him behind the chair. So short. in my briefing, I was told that there are certain conditions that need to be met in order to trigger such a...
Well, let me clarify, if I can, through the
Go
chair.
ahead.
The governor's office asked all municipalities to affirm their compliance with his directive. We sent that affirmation on April 8th of this year. What the affirmation required us to do is affirm that we have not had any of the we have not met any of the conditions under Statute 218 for financial emergency since from 2018 through today. I just needed to clarify that we sent that affirmation to the governor's office.
That's a totally different thing that was asked and that the city affirmed. This is different, more in tune with what the state would like cities to participate with them in.
Okay. But I just letting you know we did send the confirmation that we did not meet any of those criteria.
That's something different, very different.
So I've been advised
So in
because...
other words, we were in good financial health, and it did not trigger.
I'm not going to use the word good financial health. We affirmed what they asked us, which is, have we met, and it came from the Doge department, have we met any of these criteria? And the answer was no. And we sent that affirmation. So, and that's, all of the financial, well, you're very familiar, Commissioner Correa, with all the financial emergency criteria. So.
At this time, because there's a motion, I will open the floor for public comment. If anyone would like to speak on behalf of this motion, please step forward.
Good morning. Still good morning. Brenda Berancourt, 1436 Southwest 6th Street. I believe that we should be clear and always open to the public. This will be a good way to make sure that every single dollar that is collected to the city of Miami residents are actually invested in their best interest for their residents. If the city and the way they have been managed for years doesn't have any issues, I don't think a problem why they will not have a Department of Efficiency. They can actually prove to the residents of the city of Miami that we are spending our money correctly. We always have questions. And sometimes just the round of giving you a really different answer of questions is important. And most of you are saying that you want to always be responsible for the money that, as a city that you manage. So I hope that you guys really can support the I2. I think it's very important, not just for make sure that you guys show to the residents that you are doing the right thing for the money, but at the same time, it's good for us to understand how you actually spend the money. And sometimes people don't understand the difference. Thank you.
Thank you. Good afternoon.
Hi. I'm sorry. I'm just learning about this. Wait, are we? Can you clarify what? So is Doge asking us, Miami? No. Okay. I'm concerned.
This is state.
This is state.
Doge.
State Doge.
Yes.
We have a state Doge.
They're formulating one major.
We have a state Doge. Okay. Okay. It's just, it concerns me. We need a certain number of employees and we need a certain number of procedures to function as a government, in my opinion.
Of course. Every government does. Yeah.
This is again, move fast and break things. That's what scares me. Is Doge? Elon I have a computer science degree. I am a systems thinker. I understand his concepts. Again, I worry about applying software mentality to people. That is my only thing, is that when you look at systems, they're very, very important, but so are people, and so just consider the residents, consider the employees, consider the health of our functioning democracy. This is my plea.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Chairwoman. James Torres, President of Downtown Neighbors Alliance. I think this is an important issue that should be taken up because we do have governmental waste, especially with the Downtown Development Authority. That is something that should be addressed, and if this agency moves forward, it's going to help what we've been asking the residents. I want to be very clear. We've gone to Commissioner Pardo's office extensively. It's fallen on deaf ears in addressing this issue. You were kind enough to listen to us. I think it's important that this gets implemented because it's going to help with all the wasteful spending that is happening in the city of Miami. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm going to echo her concerns. I don't want there to come in and be a swift sweep and whole departments and people are out of work. Efficiency, yes, but just a broad stroke of and whole departments are gone. I don't think that, well, not I don't think, I'm not in support of that. I'm not in support of that. I am in support of efficiencies. I'm always in support of looking at our processes, and we should do that just regularly every so many years. When I got elected, staff would say, well, this is the way it's been done for the past 20 years. Well, what you did 20 years ago should not still be relevant 20 years later. So I support efficiencies. I support reviewing our processes. But again, I will not support a broad stroke of getting rid of whole departments. Commissioner Pardo?
Yep. I just want to remind everyone that we have an Inspector General's office that's just kicking in, and that we do have audits. I believe in forensic audits. I think it goes way above move fast and break things. So, to the extent that we already have a process that's organized, great. If we want to invite further oversight, great. I mean, I'm all in favor of oversight. But like you, Madam Chair, if it's something that's fast and break things, we'll not support it.
Commissioner?
Chairwoman, this is for the state to assist us in finding, identifying, suggesting possible change for this city. The ultimate decision falls on this commission. So this is additional sets of eyes so that we could truly live on that word that is thrown so often, transparency.
At this time, I'm going to officially close public comment period. I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Motion carries unanimously.
Okay. Commissioner, I have to run, and I know we're not coming back, so anything that I might have can be deferred.
So we want to defer the last discussion item, DI1?
Yes.
Do I have a motion?
Move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And that will be to May 8th?
Yes. And I have a Southeast
Or you could do
Overtown
it for the
Parkwest CRA.
May 20.
Okay, May 22nd. DI1 will be
Commissioner,
continued to May
one item
22nd.
for Southeast Overtown Park West. Okay, so at this time, the City of Miami Commission for April 24th, 2025 is now concluded. Thank you for your advocacy. See you again in a couple of weeks. Thank you. And at this time, the city clerk is going to flip the tape, and we're going to have the Southeast Overtown Park West CRA meeting.
No.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the Southeast Overtown Park West CRA meeting for April 24th, 2025. I am Chairwoman Christine King. I'm going to introduce our Executive Director, Mr. James D. McQueen.
Good afternoon. We have one item to present to the board, and I'll turn it over to Mr. Brown to read that item into the record.
Madam Chair, before we proceed, there are the minutes from the February 27, 2025 meeting that also needs to be approved.
I'm going to open the floor for public comment. If there's anyone here that would like to speak on any item before us for the Southeast Overtown Park West CRA meeting, please step forward. Seeing none, public comment period is closed. May I have a motion to approve the minutes?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Next item.
Madam Chair, a resolution approving allocation of funds in the amount not to exceed $1,390,000 to create a grant program to support tenant improvements of future commercial tenants' occupancy at the property commonly referred to as Lyric Point, located at 101 Northwest 8th Street, Miami, Florida, 33136.
May I have a motion?
Motion.
I have a motion.
Second.
And a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Thank you. This shall conclude the Southeast Overtown Park West CRA meeting for April 24th, 2025. Thank you for your advocacy.